Hi, everybody. Donald James here, the Executive Director of CITE. I hope this video finds you well, that you're staying warm during this winter. So I'm actually sending this video out to update you on some things that have been going on with the company. Many of you have heard about the closing of St. Rose, or the impending closing of St. Rose, which runs our administration program. And there have been some things going on. I want to keep you up to date so that you're aware and share some additional information with you. It's all good news. So before I even get started, it's all good news. So what I'm going to do now is share my screen because I have a little bit of a presentation for you to see. Give me a second. So what we're going to do today is go through some of the things that are going on. Some of you may or may not be aware that CITE is actually a very diverse company. We do a lot more for those of you that are in the administration and leadership program. And I know when I was an adjunct in that program, I wasn't aware that there were other programs, that the company is really rather robust. But we do have an administration and leadership program for school building leader and school district leader certification. We have a multitude of doctoral programs, which I'll talk about briefly during this video. We have school counseling and mental health programs. We have teacher education and early childhood and childhood, special education, TESOL, extension programs if you want to extend your license. And we also have a professional development division, one of the largest in New York City. We have a BOCES contract as well. So there is a multitude of options available with CITE that you can access both as a teacher or an administrator or somebody that wants to become a teacher. So one of the things that I'm going to share with you, because some people said, well, when St. Rose was closing, they thought that CITE as a company might actually be struggling and having some trouble. I'm happy to tell you that we're not, mostly because we're diversified, we're well established. But one of the other things that's happening is that our programs are actually growing. While education programs around the state in all kinds of colleges and universities are shrinking, I think we're all aware that they're shrinking, that people are not going into teacher education or administration to the same level as they were before. At CITE, it just simply isn't working that way. And there's a lot of reasons for that, and I think we'll talk a little bit about them. And leadership. 25% of all principals in New York have been through the ed leadership program with CITE. However, our leadership and doctoral programs continue to grow. Those programs are up nearly 50% in the last couple of years. A large part of that has to do with the doctoral programs. They have grown substantially. We'll talk a little bit about what we do offer. Counseling and mental health, already the largest in the state, also grew. Teacher education. Our teacher education program is up 20%. So what's happening, one is when we offer programs, we know that we are doing everything we can to meet the needs of people that are interested in entering our programs. We make them convenient, we make them affordable, we make them accessible. We don't have you traveling all over the place trying to get to various locations. You can attend online. There are hybrid programs. There's just a myriad of reasons that people are attracted to the programs here at CITE. So we're really pleased that our programs continue to grow. Our partners, and I have one highlighted in blue because one of the things I'm going to talk to you about today is the school that is going to take over the ed administration program because St. Rose is closing. But we have Alfred University, which is our school counseling. You can also get a certificate of advanced study in mental health. There's license extension programs through them. Get that information on our website. Mount St. Vincent University. It was the College of Mount St. Vincent. They've just upgraded to Mount St. Vincent University. Congratulations. We're extremely proud. There's a multitude of programs there as well for teacher educators. You get a master's in early childhood or childhood education and special ed. TESOL, which is for those that want to teach ELLs, English language learners. Also a K-12 special education program. So in particular, you get a master's degree. Let's say you're a teacher, you're in your first or second year, you have 5 years to get a master's degree. This is a perfect shortage area where you come on, you sit online, you take those courses. You can do student teaching right in your home school and get your master's degree, which you must get within 5 years. There are also license extension courses there. We have a doctoral program with Concordia of Wisconsin. We also have one with St. Peter's University, which is a tremendous program. There's a CITE fellowship associated with that, where you get Saturday programming at no cost. You still pay tuition at St. Peter's, but we have a Saturday program that supports that, and that comes at no cost. That's a fellowship. And as I mentioned earlier, we have a fully developed professional development division, both in New York City and at BOCES. Now, Russell Sage, many of you out there have been to the Russell Sage program. You maybe earned your doctorate there. One of the most successful programs that we have. This last cohort of doctoral students, 100% graduated on time. Typically, it's about 90%. The national average completing doctoral programs on time is about 50 to 55%. As you can see, we are well above that. One of the things that we did was is when St. Rose announced that they had to close, and it was a sad day when St. Rose had to close. We certainly had a long-standing relationship with them, a very successful program. Everybody who went into the program benefited from the program. Schools benefited by the fact that we were producing and working with St. Rose to produce some of the highest quality individuals that are in the field. Unfortunately, the financial situation just got the best of them, and they had to close. So we started talking to a number of schools. Schools contacted us. There were about 8 schools that contacted us. We narrowed that down to 3. And Russell Sage was a natural fit for a lot of reasons. One was the ongoing, long-standing relationship we had with them in the doctoral program. And 2, the design of the program that they put together. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. So we've expanded. It's going to start in May. So some people were worried and wondering if we were going to have to wait until the fall. We are not. We're going to start in May. We've been collecting information from prospects, people that are interested in the program. It's a combined program, school building and school district leader certifications you'll be eligible for at the end. 20% of all principals in New York City are going to retire in the next 2 years. And it's upwards of 40% in the next 3 to 5 years. It's an aging, listen, people retire. People make determination to do that. Outside of New York City, it's at the same rate. So you certainly will see that there are openings. Now you may say, well, if I come through the program, I'm going to be ready to be a principal. No, you may be ready to be an assistant principal, but those are going to open because those assistant principals are going to step up and fill these roles that are being left when people retire. So program components, CITE's cohort model will completely be in place. You continue to work with your peers and individuals that are in the field working on the program together. Field experiences, although it's been redesigned, I think when you understand how that's going to work, because it's going to be part of it's going to be embedded in the coursework that you do, which is tremendous, and then there'll be another component at the end. You'll still have CITE professors that are going to undergo training on any new curriculum or components of the program. They're practitioners in the field. They're current or retired school administrators in New York City and the suburbs. And everything is current and relevant. So the program was just rewritten to align with current standards, utilizes current research and books. So you'll find that when you enter this program, it's a tremendous program taught by the best people in the field. So some of the overview, some things that are going to be a little different. Now, one thing that isn't going to be different is all classes will continue to meet on either Saturday or Sunday. I mean, that's the way we've done it for years. The model that works really well for us. Works really well for students and the professors. One thing that will be different, and this has really been coming from students that are in the program and prospective students, is it is going to be now a hybrid program. And what that means is 20 to 40% of your class sessions will meet live and in person. It used to be that every single one was live and in person. Now it's 20 to 40% depending on the course. 60 to 80% of the class sessions will be synchronous. Now you might say, what does that mean? So let's say you're taking the first class and the first course. And let's call it 601, Ed Leadership. The first session may be live and in person. The next 3 sessions would be synchronous, meaning just like this is asynchronous. We're not talking to one another. I'm recording something and you're listening to it. Synchronous means you're there at the same time. You're engaged in conversation. That will also take place on a Saturday or Sunday. And then the last class may be live and in person. So we're marrying that. And what that does is it builds on the best of both worlds, both the live and in-person component and the synchronous component. It cuts down on travel. It cuts down on lost time because you're traveling. But we know that live and in-person builds relationships, builds cohorts. Really, you can do projects in a different way live and in-person than you do online. So we're marrying those. Adjuncts were involved in the development of this, as were students and previous students. So we'll roll out more when we get to that component and we're doing open house. So the credits and pacing, it's a combined program, school building and school district leader. It's 30 credits. That's the same amount of credits as it was before. It's designed to be completed in 2 years, which includes summer. The cost is $425 a credit. It's still the lowest in New York, lower than any other school that you're going to find. The tuition remains the same the entire time you're in the program. It's frozen. For those of you who have lived through other programs, or maybe your children are in school, it typically goes up somewhere between 5 and 7% a year. With CITE and SAGE, it's frozen for the entire time. Financial aid is available in the form of student loans. There are also payment plans available. So it is something that we work with people so that they can get through, because we know it's a financial challenge. It's not easy when you're working, you're supporting a family and everything else that goes along with that. So how can we make sure that we put together the lowest cost program, freeze the tuition, limit the number of other costs that are associated with the program so that you can manage to get through the program. So your next steps, again, and this is an informational video, there will be an open house where we'll get into a lot more details around the program. It's on February 29th at 5:30. I'll be there, as will other CITE staff and people from SAGE. Russell Sage College will have folks there. If you scan the QR code, you can scan that QR code to register. You could also go to the website. So the website is up and running. You could also apply. If you're already ready and you're ready to put in the application, you can apply. On February 29th, we'll introduce more details. We'll go over course sequencing. We'll go through the different types of courses that are associated with the program. We'll go over the deadlines, admissions criteria, things of that nature. So by all means, be sure that you attend the open house or visit our website. I tried to keep this video as short as possible. I know how busy folks are. Thanks for listening. I certainly look forward to seeing you at the open house. Keep in mind, all those other programs that I mentioned earlier, the doctoral programs and things of that nature, you can go to our website and find information about those as well. The SAGE doctoral program is also expanding. We used to have one cohort. What first was in Manhattan, then we added another cohort. So there was one in Manhattan, now there's one in Long Island. Next year, we're adding one that's going to be in the Westchester area. The St. Peter's program is doing the same thing. That is also growing. The counseling and mental health programs clicking along. And if you need or want some professional development in your schools, just give us a call and we'll get you set up. All right. My email is donald@citeprograms.com. All right, folks. Thanks and have a good evening. Bye now.